next major feature to discuss in System 4 is widescreen setup. Widescreen setup is where we enable the blending feature of the FSN. The universal output card can be used as a blending feature, so each output can be tied together and then feathered in between the two outputs for a blended output. Unlike Encore, where you use a native resolution for each background, the FSN zooms into the HD feed, thereby making a very easy workflow in post. You create your sources in high definition and then use the zoom feature to create the blend. To create a blend, we start by selecting the type. You'll notice because I have one UOC card installed in the system, I have a side-by-side or a vertical, or a 1x2 and a 2x1. If we install additional cards, we enable additional blend types. For instance, if we put two cards in, we would have the ability to do a 3 wide by 1 high or a 2x2. Adding a third card enables the 3 wide by 2 high blend. So we're going to pick the 2 by blend. So I now have a horizontal of 2 and a vertical of 1. The next thing to do is assign outputs. So we'll go ahead and grab our two outputs and click assign again. We've now assigned those two cards to this blend, and it allows us to give it a name. So what we're going to do is come in and give it a name of blend. All right. Now we also have the ability to name a preview here. So we're going to go ahead and name blend preview. You'll also notice we have the ability to map a program and a preview. Currently, program is mapped to panel button 4. We'll go ahead and map preview to panel button 3. Oops. Or 11. Let's try that again. Map to panel number 3. So now we've mapped the preview to button number 3 and the program to button number 4. You can also go into the widescreen setup and then set things such as output format. This is the output format that each output of the card will send. So for instance, if we're using HD 20s, we would do a 1920 by 1080p for the HD 20. Go ahead and apply the output resolution. Now you'll notice that this has created in our multi-viewer two white lines in blend preview and blend. Those are showing you the area of interest that we're actually going to be using for our blend. You'll notice in UIC 1 that the output, that's the left output, is zoomed into that portion of the image. If we go into overlap, you'll notice we have our horizontal overlap. As we increase our overlap, you'll notice that our blend area gets larger. Our area of interest increases. You'll also notice in UIC 1, bottom row, that you're seeing more and more picture as we increase the number of pixels of overlap. So the larger the overlap, the less zoom that's happening. The greater the overlap, the more zoom that's happening. We also have the gamma adjustments for that as well. If we turn on the edge feather, you'll notice in UIC 1 that the right side of the picture now has the feathering. I'll turn that on and off so you can see that. As we adjust the gamma, you'll notice it gets darker and brighter depending on how much gamma we have rolled in. Then we have other features such as source position, which allows us to move the source up and down. You'll notice my area of interest will move vertically or horizontally depending on my area of interest, and the UIC1 will move up and down accordingly. And then we also have color correction. Here we can adjust brightness, contrast, and gamma for the overall picture, as well as red, green, and blue color for the brightness and red, green, and blue for the contrast. There's also hue and saturation adjustments available. Now what we can also do is make independent adjustments of the left and right side by deselecting one of these screens. Now if there's multiple outputs in here, we can select multiples to be turned on or off depending on how we want to make our adjustments.